What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the best channel on YouTube. Today, we got another segment of Podcast Sunday, where me and guests speak on different topics about self-improvement and motivation, personal-wise and business-wise, while also providing some fire gameplay. Appreciate you watching, and let's get into it. Alright, what's good, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back to Podcast Sunday. As you guys already know, we're out here, me and Terence, hitting these conversations, doing what we do. And today, as always, we're going to start off with the weekly review. But we do have a special topic afterwards that we're going to be discussing. I'll just wait for us to get into that after this weekly review. But I can't remember, was it you that started last time?
I don't remember. It's been a little bit since we did. I guess we could do a weeks of review.
Copy.
Since the last time we recorded was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But what's been going down for you in that time frame?
So I mean, basically, I've just been keeping up with the lives, doing what I do. Haven't been getting too many more eyes, which has been a struggle. But hey, it's soon coming. I know, as long as I keep staying consistent, trying new things. Like, I mean, I started doing like the IG clips and stuff like that, and I did the it was a while ago. I did the highlight, which I am gonna still get into. It's just gonna. I have to find a better way to do it because the way I first did it was just way too time consuming.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm trying different things. Got some more followers on IG, got some more followers on YouTube. But it's just to, get more eyes on, to keep my content entertaining. I think that's my biggest struggle. Just not to be there playing games, because I don't think anybody wants to just see somebody sitting and playing the game. There has to be something extra, something entertaining with the actual person. Not just on the gameplay. For sure. But yeah, so
I think. I was gonna say, I think it's so hard. I feel like you have to kind of have the mentality that you're starting from ground zero, almost. Like you said, you have the same eyes that are coming into the chat.
Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, they're there right away.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as a post notification comes on, you got 5 heads pulling up. But that's how you look at it. You're like, oh, I got 5-6 heads in the chat. All right, I got 5 subscribers. Really,
yeah.
That's 5 people messing with me, really. Yeah. So I could definitely see how it feels that way, and it's just a grind. I guess maybe look into some stuff. Maybe some gamers posted some advice on how to grow your stream on YouTube, or how to get your name out there on YouTube. I would definitely look into that.
Got you. Yeah, no, I've seen a few. I mean, even one that you had posted from Berlizzi. That shout out to Belize.
Yeah.
one of my favorites. But it's definitely it's a struggle, but I mean I'm appreciative for everybody that pops in the stream.
Of course.
And just ready for growth, I guess.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, so my weekly recaps, I've been still working from home since the last time we recorded a podcast was my first week working from home, so I've been working from home for the past few weeks, and it definitely gets annoying at times just because it's so chaotic and things are always going on. I'm somebody that likes to have things really structured and quiet and peaceful, so when things are a little bit too hectic, I'm frantic and I don't know what to do. But recently, yesterday actually, I was just sitting around and I'm like, you know what? I was actually inspired by our boy Tom, your boy TC, on the streams, if you ever see him. But he always posts him on Snapchat or Instagram story, taking a bike ride down to a local beach near him.
Copy.
And I was like, you know what? I haven't been working out at all. Let me just be frankly honest. I'm somebody that's used to working out 3-4 times a week.
Me too.
A minimum. Exercising all the time, lifting weights, going, playing basketball, stuff like that. And I have not been doing any of that.
Yeah.
Just mainly because I don't have anywhere to go. That's kind of my isolation, my alone time. Whether or not I'm working out with a gym partner, it's kind of a time to get away. And because I don't have that, I kind of feel all cooped up and anxious a lot.
Exactly.
So I found that, if I can't get away and go to the gym, I might as well get away and go on a bike ride. So yesterday, I dusted off an old bike from my shed, cleaned it up, put some air in the tires, and went for a nice 5.5 mile bike ride. And I've set the goal, and I tracked it on my Fitbit, and I'm gonna set the goal to get in at least 25 miles every single week.
That's lit. Congratulations.
So it's a new goal,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna try to go today. It's downpouring, but it's supposed to be getting a little bit nicer later.
Right
So
now.
that's my that's my new goal. I'm just trying to try to start bike riding and start getting in more daily exercise for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean I definitely have had a struggle with that. And it was crazy because like I think it was like after the first or second. No, it was the first week. First week when we couldn't like go to the gym anymore, I was like so demotivated. I mean, I have the whole gym in the basement, but it's like I don't know. It's just a different feeling.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's not the same at all.
No, I feel the same. I feel the same thing. Like I have resistance bands, weights. I could do a full workout if I really wanted to, but it's just like, it's not the same environment, same feeling of that open space.
Yeah. And then you have the energy of other people working out too. It's just it's a whole different experience at the gym, and I just can't wait till I'm able to go back. But it was definitely a struggle in the first week, and then what made it even more of a struggle was that because I didn't work out like at all the first week, Jojo, he had actually asked me to do like a PR for benches. I was like, oh, I'm good. I should be able to do this because I did it. I did over the weight that I was trying from before. Like I did like 275 for like one. Then I think I was trying to hit 275 again. So I was like, I did it before, so I should still be able to do it. But I hadn't worked out for that whole week. So it was just like, I don't know. But when I was bringing the weight down, I kind of pushed too hard and it hurt my right shoulder.
Sheesh.
So then I was like, I was out for another week, and I still even feel it now up to this day. It's not as bad, so I still can get a workout in, but it's just like that was another thing that pushed me back from like, it's like, why? I was already feeling demotivated. Now I actually can't do it, so it's like but
hey man, that's another reason why you should hop on Full Body, not just throw another plug in, but.
Hey.
But if you were on full body exercises, I'm gonna be honest with you. You lose the gains. You lose the gains a little bit slower. Sheesh. I haven't worked out and lifted a weight in like 3 to 4 weeks, but I'm still maintaining a certain level of muscle mass because of that full body, baby.
I got you. Nah, but I mean, I don't think I lost it. It was just because I went from. I really didn't even do I didn't even do like a full warm up or anything. He called me downstairs.
Yeah, you probably should have warmed up.
He called me downstairs.
I was honestly probably why you. Yeah. It's probably the warm up, lack of warm up.
Yeah, because I don't know why I was feeling so cocky. Because I did 275 for one time, and that was like a month ago. I don't know why, but hey, I went in it. I missed. JoJo hit a PR, so that was kind of a destroyer of my own confidence because he hit like 295 and it was like come on man. But hey, congratulations.
Guys weighing 160.
Congratulations to the boy. But yeah, and I also lost weight too. But let's get to the topic. I was like, we did the whole weekly. All right. So I'm actually let you go. Yeah, you would get into it.
Sure. So yeah, so we talked about passion is one of our first videos, and I'm sure you could link it in the description here. If anybody wants to listen to it, we went on a whole talk about passion. We had a little bit less quality in production back then, but we're getting better. But so we talked about passion a while ago, just talking about how you have to follow your passion in order to find what you're interested in doing in your career. And I recently came across a video of an author slash computer scientist / public speaker, Cal Newport, and he's a computer scientist, and basically he studies a lot about computers, but he also writes books about deep work, intensive work, following your passion. And he was specifically giving a speech on his book called I believe it's called something along the lines of "Be So Good That You Can't Be Ignored."
Copy.
And it's basically talking about how you're so good at your skills that it allows you to, you're so good at what you do and you have certain skills that it allows you to really just leverage that skill into becoming and finding, your dream job.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because he started off the video by saying, or started off the speech by saying, the saying, follow your passion. We've heard about this for years.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to go dig deep into the idea of where did follow your passion really come from? Where does that, who started it, who originated it, and why do we constantly say, you know, hey, young man, follow your passion and you'll get your dream job?
Yeah.
And nobody actually knows what that really means. So he was telling us, and he was telling the people that he was talking to, he was actually doing a talk at Google.
Copy.
And he was saying how, you know, that is the equation of find your passion, find something that you like to do, plus find a dream job or find a job that you can do that thing in.
Yeah.
Does not necessarily equal a dream job, or a job that you're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that might work for some people, but for the majority of people, you know, maybe the 95% of people, it's a windy road in order to find your ultimate dream goal and dream passion.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to bring that up to you because he was talking about, you know, different guys like Steve Jobs and all these big figures that are living their dream life right now, living their dream passion, doing what they love.
Yeah.
And they've taken so many different winding roads in order to get there. And I wanted to kind of bring it up to you and kind of ask you, like, what do you feel about that idea that you have to build up a certain skill and use that skill to now work at different jobs, not knowing that this will ultimately lead you to a dream job in the end?
Mm-hmm. I mean, as we all know, there's a lot of different ways to be successful, a lot of different ways to get to the point that you want to get to. But in that instance, I got to say that I do kind of agree with it, because it is, like you said, a lot of people like unsure when it comes to the whole conversation around like find your passion, because it's not, like you said, it's not as clear cut as people like make it to seem, because it's not easy to find your passion. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially if your passion isn't like a clear cut thing, like how I think we were talking about like a singer, and you were saying before how I said like a singer, like they would know what they like. I guess from like how Zarina, we'll go with Zarina. Shout out to Zarina in the podcast. Yeah, so Zarina, I mean, she kind of knew off rip what she wanted to do. She always said she wanted to sing. She always was good at singing, even from when she was a little kid. And it was something that she was born with, I guess you could say. That she knew that she wanted to do this. She doesn't have stage fright, which I don't know where she got that from. But hey, she can just go up in front of like a million people and just can sing fearlessly. And it's, I mean, hey, she can do it. That's cool. Me, no. But yeah, so there's some people that are born that way where they have that, just like that whole idea in their head of what exactly they know what to do. But for most, like you said, for most people, they don't have that clear cut. Some people's, they like find that their passion is a lot different than what they had expected or what they could have envisioned. As in, like, let's say, like how you said, there could be somebody that's growing up, they're good at singing, they have a talent for singing, but they might not be the best with stage fright. So you can train yourself to be better at that, or you can like work on that, or maybe your passion is just to be like a songwriter, or be like you said, a vocalist, or be somebody that's like a backup singer or something like that. Yeah. So many different avenues and different ways that you can work on your so-called passion. So it's not, for most people, not a clear-cut thing. So I would say definitely building up a skill and then going about different jobs, like you said, and just learning different things and figuring out what it is through just experience and just experience, because with experience you will just be able to learn, and you will just be able to find yourself even more than it would just to be like just going down the path of, oh, I like singing, so let me just do this. But I have this terrible stage fright. I can't sing in front. Like, instead of just doing that and kind of forcing yourself to overcome, I mean, that might work in some situations. Like, it's a difficult thing to go about, because like it's so unsure. It's so It's just the whole. It's not something that you could just say, oh, go find your passion, and somebody will know exactly what to do from there. So I can't say that that's
right. I mean. No, I mean, even with, I was going to counter your point with the singing too, because that's a good example, because a lot of people, and that's a skill.
Yeah.
Like if you're able to identify a skill, then it gets you a little bit closer to finding your passion. But even with singing, like you mentioned, there's so many different avenues you could go when it comes to singing. You could, be a singing teacher. You could be a vocalist. You could be a background singer. You can teach singing to underprivileged youth in like Malaysia or something. Like you could be one of those type of people. Like there's so many different avenues you could go. You could be Beyonce.
Exactly.
You could be a writer. Beyonce. So I mean, I'm just saying, like you could be like the person in the front. Be the person in the front. But even with that, though, it's like you identified your skill, but have you really identified your passion?
Exactly.
Because there's a difference between skill and passion. Like you could have a skill for gaming, but that might not be where your passion is. Your passion might be, if you take a step back, inspiring people through your skill, which is gaming. You might have a passion for inspiration. You might have a passion for providing somebody with a happy medium or a safe haven. So it's important to identify those passions to match your skills, because a lot of people will have skills, and I've even seen it myself, where they'll be the smartest person in the room, but they may not know where to go with it, because they don't know how to apply, or they don't know what they're actually truly seeking, because they might have been the smartest person because their parents just forced them to do homework all day and study hard, and were really strict on them, but didn't allow them to actually take a step back and say, what do I really want to leave in this world? Like, what do I want my legacy to be? And I think it's important, like Cal said in his speech and in his book, like, hey, find out what your big picture idea is. For me, I know that I enjoy like, teaching new things and informing people, but I also want to leave a legacy impact of kind of just like, giving back and paying things forward.
Got you.
So, I know I have a passion for that, and I'm going to be a doctor, but there's so many different careers I could have been that could allow me to pay things forward and teach. I could have been a gym teacher. I could have been a science teacher in like high school or middle school. But I decided I wanted to be a doctor. And that's just because that's where my skills are. That's where I feel my I feel like it's going to be a challenge for me, which is something that I also have a passion for. I like having a challenge. So it just like all adds up to based on like what my skills are. And the goal is, and kind of like what Cal was saying, be so good at being a doctor that you can now do all the things that you want to do.
Exactly.
As far as your skill and or do all the things that you want to do as far as your passion. So I can able to educate, every patient that I see. Or I can, start giving speeches at local high schools and stuff, and inspire kids to become doctors, or inspire kids to take a look at medicine and technology. So all these different things that go along with my passion, you first have to, build up that skill first.
Exactly. And I think this is also another problem with, not with that, but a problem that is a really big thing within the people that are like unsure. You're not going to know your passion, I would say. I mean, in special cases, you will, like at a young age, but you have to sometimes give it time, because there's so many different avenues, like we've been saying this entire time. You're not going to find it as quickly as you may want to. And that's not a bad thing at all. That's not a bad thing at all, because you have to give yourself time to be able to truly find exactly what it is, where you will fit in, what you like, and how you can use what you like to do what you want. So it's definitely no rush in it. There's a lot of different stories of people that haven't even had started their like careers late, and I could go into all of them. I don't want to go into all of them, but just look up the different stories of different people where they like started like I remember there was one lady in Black Panther. The old lady, she was like 82, and she was like, she just auditioned for the role in the movie, and now she's in a $1 million, $1 billion movie or whatever. And that was just based off of her. She went through her whole life, 82. Yeah. That's a long time to live. Not saying you're going to wait till you're 82. I'm just saying she was patient.
That's crazy.
She was very, very patient. And not saying that she didn't do anything else within her life. She most definitely did other things that she probably could have been passionate about. within her life. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying all that to say is that you're not going to have everything figured. And I think this is like a repetitive thing that we say in practically all of our podcasts. You're not going to have everything figured out.
Yeah.
At an early age. Like I said, there's a lot of special cases where there are people that know what they want to do and are just working on it right now, doing what they're doing at this age. But don't feel as though you have to compare yourself to them, because at the end of the day, we are all living different lives. We're all living different perspectives of life. Nobody has the same exact perspective on life as you do.
Yeah.
Nobody has the same exact. Everybody's living their own life, so you can't compare yourself to somebody else or try to say that, oh, they're successful at 16, why am I still here? That's because they're in a whole different life perspective than you, so you can't. There's a lot of different things that happen in their life that hasn't happened to you, and you might be happy that some of the stuff that has happened to them hasn't happened to you. So it's just you can't. You just have to go based off of where you're at, and just improve each and every day on what you're doing. I feel like that's just the best way to go about it, instead of looking, because you're wasting time just looking to see what the other guy's doing.
It's all about perspective. I saw a Gary Vee video recently, and he was talking about how like he's looking at this whole Corona and like quarantine thing as saving it, as much as it's killing people.
Yeah,
it's also saving a lot of lives, because he's like, this person could have that's quarantined now could have been their day to die in a car accident, but now that they're not on the road driving, they have their life.
Exactly.
And it's if you look at it, it's all about perspective. And I kind of want to touch on what you said before about if you see somebody else that's successful and you're not.
Yeah.
It's also just like finding your passion is something that's not just going to come to you by sitting around all day.
Exactly.
You have to actually be active. And the biggest thing that you should take away from this conversation is start learning how to build a skill.
Exactly.
Identify something that you have a skill in. And a lot of the times, the things that you're interested in are the things that you're good at.
Exactly.
So if you're interested in, and obviously there's certain limitations, right? Like if you're interested in basketball, you could practice all day and night. But if you're, 5'2", and you're in high school, you ain't growing anymore. You might want to consider something. You might want to consider something else.
Yeah.
If basketball is your passion, and that's but like, are you on the varsity team? Are you 5'2" and you're like the best player on the varsity team? Then like you may have a shot.
Yeah.
That's a different story. But if you're 5'2" and you just like basketball, but you don't have a skill in basketball, that's probably now where you have to start reassessing. But do you have a skill in talking about the game?
Yeah.
All right, now let's start working on that skill. Let's start building a podcast. Let's start doing a column or try to get involved with your school reporting. Doing the morning announcements or something like that.
Or you can do a waffle tournament. Hey,
you could make a tournament. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's so many different things you could do, but like figuring out what you have a skill in. Now, like if you're the kid at the lunch table where every day, you guys are talking about the sports that are happening and everybody's listened in on your opinion, then you might be the next Stephen A.
Exactly.
But you may not be the next Steph Curry. You could be shooting baskets all day and night in your backyard, but if you're shooting 40% from the free throw line, then you might want to pick another. You might want to pick another activity.
Yeah.
So, and it's all about the resources too, because like you might have a kid in your grade that's 5'5", and you might be the best player on the team, and you're 5'5", and you're like, I practice more than this person, but they might have different resources. They have a different perspective in life that allows them to be better than you, and you just have to accept your skills where they are and just know that no one's perfect, but everybody has a certain level of skills that they can nurture and make better. And your skills change over time.
Exactly.
You're never going to be so good at. You're only going to be so good at something. And I always talk about. I talk about often where it's like as soon as we get good at something, good enough to like be like that guy at it. We are moving on to do something else. As soon as we get as soon as I mastered how to study in college, I graduated. So there's so many different it's so many different stages in life where you don't have to try to figure out something for the rest of your life, but just try to figure out, all right, what skill am I good at? Am I good at talking to people? Am I good at writing? Am I good at video games? Am I good at, and then work on that skill and try to figure out, all right, now how can I, figure out what to do with this thing. But you got to work.
Yeah. And definitely don't see anything that you might feel as though, I feel like I should say, might be that you might feel like you're passionate about that might not be like the norm. Like there, you can make a job, you can make a career out of basically anything these days. So anything that you have in your mind that you may be passionate about, don't ever downplay it as, oh, I want to do this, but I can't make money. Because you can literally make money off of doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Cal was talking about, where it's like if you tried so hard to like match your passion or what you're interested, and you constantly try to find a job that fits it, you're gonna be miserable because there's not always a job for everything, but there's certain skills that you can develop. That it's like you're so good at writing that like people are now. And you're putting your stuff out there into the atmosphere, and now people are coming up to you and asking, yo, I need this thing. You're writing on Facebook every single day for a whole year, and all of a sudden the right person shares it, and now your grandma's second cousin's niece is this person at this, hot spot, and now you're in connection with them.
Exactly.
And now you have a career, you have a job that fits your style of writing or your skill. So it's always about putting yourself out there and just nurturing that skill.
Exactly.
And knowing that you're not going to be at your final product, when you first start, but you got to keep working.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, like crazy stuff, like some weird stuff, but like you can make a job out of anything. That's basically what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Not no crazy stuff, but hey,
I mean, you never know.
I said I'm gonna be a hitman.
Like, market for everybody. FBI is hiring. CIA is hiring.
That's tough. But hey, if you have a passion for doing that stuff, I mean, hey, don't practice out here. That's
practice
tough.
On squirrels in the backyard. This guy's just sitting on his roof as a sniper.
That's tough.
This guy's posted.
Sheesh. Yeah, no, I feel like I had to say that too. Because like people twist my words. I'm not out here.
Yeah.
But hey,
you could do anything. I promise.
You can make it. Hey. All right, so we'll end it off there. It's been a great conversation.
Yes, sir. Yeah, good talk. Good topic.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions about anything, make sure comments are always open. Never close the comments. So, I mean, put that in the comments, or if I'm on the stream, you can ask me. Terrence is most likely on the stream sometimes too. So, if he's in there, if you see him in the chat, you can ask too. And, also, I mean, I'll put Terrence's channel in the description as well. Have any closing words, Terrence?
If you're interested, If you're interested in that talk, I'll send it. I'll make sure that Zeph has the link, and you can check it out as well.
Mm-hmm.
The talk about that Cal Newport gave. If you're interested, you have like an hour on your hands, and you're just sitting around quarantine. I mean, you guys got nothing else to do, so let's be real. Nothing else is going on right now. So if you want to take some time and get that knowledge, exactly, Zeph will link that too in the description. So I'll make sure he gets that.
Yes, sir. All right. Appreciate you tuning in. As always, we'll be seeing you next Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
Peace.